So I brought Lloyd along for this episode because I like to get pooped on while talking about Star Wars toys. I have too many hobbies. So welcome to episode 2. This is me. I'm trying to collect all the vintage Star Wars toys from the action figures, the vehicles, the playsets, and the creatures. So far we have covered the action figures. This episode we're going to talk about the vehicles that I currently have in the collection. The first episode, by the way, I looked really red. That was because I got a chemical peel. Don't do that before you do a YouTube video. Are we ready? Alright, let's take a look at the vehicles.
Okay, so I'm going to show you each one of the vehicles I currently have, talk a little bit about them, and also tell you what they cost when they came out originally and what that cost would be today with inflation as we sit here recording this in 2023. So this is the X-Wing fighter. Of course, did not come with an action figure. Almost every vehicle came with nothing, although there is a R2-D2, sort of, at least his head. They got smart later on. More on that in a bit. But yeah, that R2-D2 button is pretty cool. That button controls a little light and a very annoying sound that all of these vehicles made. This was produced like this until 1980. Oh, it was $14.99 when it came out in 1978. That would be $70 today. Can you imagine that? $70 for an X-Wing fighter. Would you pay that today? I just don't see people paying $70. It is pretty cool, though. The Landspeeder originally came out in 1978. Now, the Palitoy version, if you know, Palitoy is a company in UK that came out with this. It didn't have a hood that opened. This one does. You can see it's got the stick shift there. Such a cool feature. The stick shift brought these wheels up and made it so it was just flat on the ground. But if you brought it up, this is so cool. It gave it that floating vibe. That's such a cool, easy way with springs there in the wheels to just make it glide across. There was a Sonic controlled version of this, which is extraordinarily rare and expensive. And there's that hood that comes up. My sticker's kind of sliced there, but otherwise this is a pretty nice, somewhat nice version. This is the one I have. Hey, this is the Landspeeder I have. It's fine. It's definitely got some wear and tear, but that's okay. And yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's rough. But there you go. I love the Landspeeder. Just throw Luke and Han and the gang in there, and even though Han Solo never was in this. Okay, what did it cost when it came out in 1978? The original price was $4.99. That would be a stunning $23.65 today. That's crazy. Again, would people pay that? Maybe. Yeah, probably. It's a quality toy. Ooh, controversy. This is the Cloud Car. The Twin Pod Cloud Car came out for Empire Strikes Back in 1980. A lot of people say this is like their least favorite. I don't agree. I mean, I don't really have a least favorite. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. You get the pilots, of course, they come separately, not included. I don't think I have any of the accessories for the pilots. This is going to be a thing. There is a switch in the back behind the seat. I don't know if everybody knows this because it's not obvious, but there's kind of a weird switch you can push in the back seat that brings down the landing gear. I do have 2 pilots in there, which is the way it's cool to display it with the 2 pilots. I think it's pretty cool. I like the concept. It was $9.99 when it came out in 1980. That would be $36.99 today. Now that, I think probably too much for the Cloud Car. But I think, no collection is complete without it, right? Oh my gosh, one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. Some people call this the Chicken Walker. It is the AT-ST armored vehicle. I love this thing. It's just such a cool, menacing toy. It came out for Empire Strikes Back. And I got the Snow Trooper in there because it was briefly on screen in Empire Strikes Back during the AT-AT scenes. But of course, most people remember it for Return of the Jedi when the Ewoks kind of had their way on Endor. Here's the function. So it's locked right now. There's an unlock, and it brings the legs down. And then this is the chicken walker kind of effect. It's got this wild, it's just so cool. They use stop motion in the movies to make it look like it was moving, and that's kind of how it did. Then you can lock it back down so you can display it. So many guns and things that you could lose. Action figure not included. I do have the box for this, and it's a pretty solid looking box. Look at that. It was $14.99 when it came out in 1980, and that is $47.39. And you know what? I think that's an okay price for that. I think people would pay that today. There is the battle damaged TIE Fighter. I don't have the version that's not battle damaged, and obviously the pilot did not come with this, but that's the pilot for it. Pretty cool looking pilot. I didn't have this when I was a kid, but man, did I want one. You can see it's got a button on the back that makes the annoying sound. There's a light on the front that is supposed to come on, and apparently mine does not come on. The sound works though. There's this weird thing where they lift the seat up. I'm not exactly sure why the seat is lifted. I mean, you can still stick the figure down in there. I guess it's supposed to make it slightly more convenient. Look at the cockpit there. And put the pilot in there. And close the lid up. And I don't know why the wings fly off. I guess because it's battle damage. Although all of the wings fly off. I guess it's just, hey, if you get blown up, your wings fly off and then you're done. So there's the battle damaged TIE Fighter. This one was released for Return of the Jedi in 1983 at $19.99, which would be $61 today. And there is Darth Vader's ride. This is the Darth Vader TIE Fighter. Such a cool, menacing looking vehicle. My decals, the stickers on it, a little bubbled, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's not in perfect shape, but it's pretty solid. I love it. If you try to stick Darth Vader, though, in there with his cape, forget about it. You're just going to destroy cape, and it's probably why a lot of the capes are not in great shape, because you just try to stuff them in there. You got to take that cape off if you want them to go in. Same features. This is the exact same center portion, just a different color. Hey, my light works, and so does the annoying sound. The wings do pop off as well, leaving that. I have the worst condition box, but hey, a box is a box, right? This thing was covered in tape. I actually kind of repaired it and brought it back to square. This is $14.99 when it came out in 1977. That would be $61 today. Yeah, we probably paid that, right? I mean, Darth Vader's got to have a ride. This is my favorite Star Wars vehicle, I think. I think this is my favorite. What is cooler than a mechanical dinosaur with lasers? Come on, this is the AT-AT, the all-terrain armored transport. How cool is this? I have Repro stickers. If they look kind of new, it's because this thing was, when I got it, completely naked. These are Repro decals. I put them on. They're really nice, though. If I wouldn't have done something with decals, this thing would look very plain, so I don't mind using Repro decals. Repro parts, on the other hand, not great. That is a battery cover inside. Uses a couple of D batteries. That is the control for the head. And you press a button and the guns go off with lights, which I'm very excited that that's still there. That's present and working. There's a cockpit up front for a couple of pilots, like a pilot and a commander, because you can't have a pilot who doesn't know what he's doing. He's got to have a commander, right? This is incredible. $47.99 when this came out in 1980. $47.99, that would be, drum roll please, an astounding $161. $161. Let me tell you a little something. Let me break this down a little bit. In 1980, you could feed a family of 4 for a week for half of that. So here's your choice. Feed your family for 2 weeks or buy a Star Wars AT-AT. The choice is obvious. It's the AT-AT. You buy the toy, right? Oh, the Rebel Armored Snowspeeder, released in 1980. This is a pretty beautiful example of this toy. It is absolutely complete. You can see what's on it. It's got a couple of big cannons up front. It's got that canopy. Those often go missing. It's got a gun there on top. Plus this is the one that I mean, just about everybody is missing at some point. It's the harpoon, because it just pops off. And I mean, it's a string. Who keeps the string? The landing gear is pretty cool. It's spring loaded, and when you pull that back, it pops out. Love that. And there's the lock for it to put it back in. This is the button that controls the guns, and you can see when I got this, it's beautiful on the outside. On the inside, it was completely corroded, so I have actually switched out the wiring and made it a double A rather than a couple of C's, and it does work when we turn the lights out, and you can see the lights are constantly on, which is a problem because I don't exactly know what I'm doing when I'm wiring things, but it looks pretty cool, and it does fire. What a cool toy. If anybody knows how to wire this, I have not figured it out yet, how to get it to turn off. Brilliant. They made 2 seats, so you could have 2 pilots in there at the same time. By the way, if you ever find one of these and something's rattling inside, it's probably guns, because guns get lost so easy. I found 5 guns in this when I opened it up. It was $14.99 when it came out in 1980. That is $55 in 2023. Yeah, I'd pay that. It's a good price. Look at this. I love this. This is the Y-Wing. And this came out, I believe, for Empire Strikes Back. The Y-Wing didn't get a lot of, I guess, screen time. You kind of saw it sort of in the background, I think. The Y-Wing fighter. Actually, the date stamp is 1983. It may have come out for Return of the Jedi, I think, yeah. You can see it has so many parts. I mean, there's like 6 parts for each one of these nacelles, one of these engines. All those struts go missing. Up front, you've got 2 guns that pop out. Those are always missing. That gun on top is missing. The canopy can be missing. Pretty good look at the insides there. Mine is in great shape on the outside. Unfortunately, there's some problem with that gun. That mechanics is trying. There's a missile that's supposed to go on the bottom, which I don't have. That's the only thing I'm missing. That missile goes in there. For some reason, landing gear doesn't come down. I got to get inside this thing and figure it out. But it is a beautiful ship. I love it. It was $19.99 in 1983. In 2023, that would be $61. Which, yeah, that's pretty solid for a Y-Wing.
Where's your head? And that's it. That's it for vehicles so far. We will be adding to it. Next episode, we'll hit those creatures. The creatures we have then, the play sets. Until then, please make sure if you want to keep updated with this, hit the little bell. You get a notification when I post a new video. Subscribing would be fantastic. Again, if you want to, no pressure. We'll see you in the next one.
Excuse me.
By the way, a really easy way to display your ships: toilet paper. Just wrap it in a black piece of cloth. Now you know.